Welcome to class students. In today's class we discuss sequential and parallel blocks. Sequential and parallel blocks. The block statements are used to group multiple statements to act together as one. In previous examples we used keywords begin and end to group multiple statements. Thus, we use sequential blocks where the statements in the block execute one after another. In this section, we discuss three special features of blocks: named blocks, disabling named blocks, and nested blocks also. We continue our discussion with sequential blocks first. The keywords begin and end are used, begin and end are used to group statements into sequential blocks. The keywords begin and end are used to group statements into sequential blocks. Sequential blocks have the following characteristics. The statements in a sequential block are processed in the order they are specified. A statement is executed only after its preceding statement completes execution, except for non-blocking assignments with intra-assignment timing control. If delay or event control is specified, it is relative to the simulation time when the previous statement in the block completed execution. If you see an example for sequential block, first illustration with the delay, without delay. Here you can observe register X and Y we are defining, then register Z and W of size 2-bit or width is 2-bit. Initial, begin. So here within initial statement, to indicate start and end of the block, we have written begin and end. So whatever we write within begin and end inside initial block, they are executed sequentially. Sequentially means X is assigned value. This particular statement is assigned evaluated first. X will get value 0, then Y will get value 1, then concatenation of X and Y, that is 0, 1, 0 and 1 concatenated, and that value is assigned to. So here you will get value X equal to 0, Y equal to 1, Z equal to 0, 1 and W equal to 1, 0. So all these statements that we write within begin and end, they are executed sequentially, and the statements are executed one after the other. If you see second example, sequential blocks with a delay. Here register X, Y, again same example, Z and also W defined of size 2-bit in width. Initial, begin and end. Here if you observe that compared to earlier program, here delays are also mentioned. In case of delay, how the statements are evaluated, we'll see. X equal to 0 completes at simulation time 0. See, assume that simulation begins at time 0. In the same time instant, X will be updated with value. X will be updated with the value 0 at simulation time. Simulation time say 0. Then next statement hash 5, y is assigned with value 1, y is assigned with value 1, and this assignment completes at simulation time 5 time minutes. Then z equal to x comma y. So here a concatenation of x and y we are performing, and it takes additional 10 time minutes, means z will get value 0 1 at simulation time, say 5 plus 10, that is 15 time minutes, it completes the operation. Then last statement, if you observe, delay is 20. So w will get value 10 at simulation time plus 20, that is at 35. At time 35 it completes the operation. See, you can observe here that initial statement we are written with the help of begin and end. It's an example for a sequential block. All the statements inside initial, they are executed one after the other. Now we'll discuss something about parallel blocks. Parallel blocks specified by keywords fork and join provide interesting simulation features. Parallel blocks have the following characteristics. Statements in parallel block are executed concurrently. Ordering of statements is controlled by the delay or event control assigned to each statement. If delay or event control is specified, it is relative to the time the block was entered. We'll see one example. A parallel blocks with a delay. If you consider an example similar previous example, so only changes, we have defined register x comma y. After semicolon we have written one more declaration, register 1:0 z and w, they are of size 2 bit in width. Initial, here one more important observation, here we have written fork and join. So instead of begin and end, here we have written fork and join, which indicates that this is a parallel block. All the statements are executed simultaneously or concurrently. So here x, y, z and w, all these statements starts execution at simulation time 0. X equal to 0 assignment is completed at simulation time 0. Y will get value 1 at simulation time 5. Say assuming that this particular block is entered at time 0, it completes at time 0 plus 5, that is at 5 time minutes. Since all these statements are considered at a time, so z will update its value at time 10 with previous values of x and y. W will get value y comma x concatenated value with the previous values of y and x, because at simulation time 0 the simulation or execution of all the 4 statements has begun simultaneously or concurrently in this case. So W of this particular statement completes at simulation time 20, y comma x. You can observe if you write begin and end here, so it takes altogether 35 time minutes to complete the 4 statement execution in sequence. When you write fork and join, it acts as a parallel block. All the 4 statements are considered for execution simultaneously or concurrently, and this all the statement execution completes at time 20, and the assignment is delayed based on the delay that we specify. One more, we'll see parallel blocks with the deliberate race condition. The problem with the parallel blocks is it is a limitation put forth by our simulators. Okay, there is no problem with parallel blocks. It is the simulators how they are implemented, based on that values are updated. If you see here x equal to 0, y equal to 1, z equal to x comma y, that is concatenation, w y comma x concatenation. Here all these four statements are considered for execution at same time, and internally which statement updates first, it is not clear because the delays are not included here, and it depends entirely on the simulator that we are using, whether it updates z first, w, then x and y. The entire process is completed at simulation time 0. Simulation time 0. The entire process is completed at simulation time 0. But whether x is updated first or y is updated first or z or w, it entirely depends on the simulator part. This may lead to a race condition, or we can say that we can get unexpected results. So it entirely depends on how the logic or parallel block statements written, or which one is getting updated first based on that. This is a limitation by the simulator, or we can say it is entirely depends on the simulator how the block is implemented. You can see here a special features of blocks, nested blocks. Nesting means you can observe in this example, inside begin and end we have also used fork and join. So these two statements are evaluated simultaneously, but the actual begin and end means first it will evaluate x equal to 1 tip b0, okay, and then this w statement y comma x, it is evaluated. But these two statements are nested or grouped together by using fork and join, and this itself we are calling it as nesting. Blocks can be nested. So within begin and end we can use fork and join. Some portion of the statement we can make them to execute simultaneously, and the others are executed sequentially as shown in the example. So nesting is allowed in Verilog. So begin and end and fork and join we can use in nesting fashion together. So generally it is not used, either block can be sequential or fork and join, but in case if you require you can also use nesting also. In named blocks you can observe that in this example local variables can be declared for the named block. Named blocks are part of the design hierarchy. Variables in the named block can be accessed by using hierarchical name referencing. Named blocks can be disabled, that is their execution can be stopped. First we observe named block. An example, inside initial, so begin and end indicates an block. So here you can write a logic statements, and within which you can define, you can observe that integer I is defined. A sequential block, it is named as block 1. Begin and end indicates a sequential block, and its name given for this block is block 1. And within the block, integer I is static and local to block 1. Within this block I can use this integer variable defined, which is local to this block and can be accessed by a hierarchical name. For example, a top level code module name is top, and in that top dot block 1 dot I refers to this particular local variable. Within top there is a block 1, and within a block 1 there is a variable with the name I. This is known as hierarchical name referencing. If I want to access I should use this particular syntax, hierarchical name referencing. One more block you can see, fork and join. This indicates parallel block, and the name given for this block is block 2. Here we have defined register I. Register I is static and local to block 2, and can be accessed by hierarchical name. So top dot block2 dot I. Within top module, in the block 2, top dot block 2 means you are referencing to this. Dot I refers to the local variables defined within the block. 4 can join indicate parallel block. Begin and end indicate sequential block. Disabling named blocks. Illustration. In this example, find the first bit with the value 1 in flag, a vector variable which is defined as 16-bit. Register 15:0, that is 16-bit register with a name flag we are defining. Integer I. Integer to keep count. So initial begin flag we are writing 0010, so remaining all zeros. So 16-bit data separated by underscore, we have written data. So this is allowed in Verilog. So it is all together, it is treated as 16-bit data, even though we are separated by underscore. Underscore is not part of data. I equal to 0, and within this block 1, begin and block 1, we are given for this block name as block 1. While I is less than 16, I is initialized to 0, I less than 16, begin, check flag of 0. Flag of 0 means you are checking this particular bit. Flag of 1, 2, 3, like this, go on checking. So this while loop repeats continuously. When flag 0, these statements are not executed, I is incremented by 1, it goes to again while loop. So it repeats, while loop continuously repeats. When it encounters at 13, flag of 13, when it is 1, it displays encountered a true bit at element number %d. You are displaying I value at 13, element number 13, you have got 1. So next statement, what you are doing, disable block 1. So you are disabling this block, so this block is not further executed. Thank you students, we will continue in next class.